what you're seeing here is some pushback from, I think a big component here is that there has been pushback from voters in bright red Republican districts. You see a lot of lawmakers who are unable to hold town halls right now without being protested over these cuts, particularly to the Veterans Affairs Administration. So, I think what you're seeing is that the moves that we've seen so far have been pretty unpopular among the electorate. And I think also, I think the cabinet secretaries are, maybe trying to get a little control of the agencies that they are supposedly leading.
Following mounting complaints, Donald Trump appears to be reining in Elon Musk's approach to cost-cutting, putting his cabinet in charge of federal firings. The US president told a meeting of his top team that it was time for the scalpel rather than the hatchet, after an outcry from voters, including in Republican districts. Lots of town halls, fiery town halls. That decision comes as the US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell warned of heightened uncertainty about the economic outlook among businesses. So is this a sign of shakiness in the Trump-Musk bromance? Let's speak to Andrew Perez, who's a senior politics editor at Rolling Stone. You've just done a big investigation and published in Rolling Stone magazine. What do you think? What's happening?
Thank you very much for having me. It does, seem like we are seeing Trump's cabinet begin to push back on Elon Musk's expansive role within the administration. To this point, we've seen him effectively direct the firing of tens of thousands of federal employees, slashing a lot of contracts, helping gut key regulators of his own businesses, as well as America's Foreign Aid Bureau, USAID. I think what you're seeing here is some pushback from, I think a big component here is that there has been pushback from voters in bright red Republican districts. You see a lot of lawmakers who are unable to hold town halls right now without being protested over these cuts, particularly to the Veterans Affairs Administration. So, I think what you're seeing is that the moves that we've seen so far have been pretty unpopular among the electorate. And I think also, I think the cabinet secretaries are, maybe trying to get a little control of the agencies that they are supposedly leading.
There's a line that jumps out at me from your Rolling Stone piece. You say, while still in its infancy, Trump's second administration has been a shocking expression of corruption, lawlessness and cruelty, with an even higher level of chaos than Americans had grown to expect from the former game show host. It's clear now his critics were correct about what a Trump win would mean. If anything, many of them undersold the threat he would pose. I wonder how many members of the cabinet, one or two of whom revolted against Musk in front of the president, I think you described that, feel that way too.
So far it does seem like the cabinet largely does sort of support the broader idea here of, gutting the federal workforce. One thing that I don't think we've seen so far any change in is a lot of these cabinet agencies are supposed to rein in or are supposed to reduce their workforce by about half or more. Like at the VA, like tens of thousands of staffers could be losing their jobs.
I hear up to 80,000.
That's right. Yeah. And so there's no indication yet that is changing, right? I think, an issue is just that, today, Sean Duffy, the Department of Transportation Secretary, said that, Musk had been pushing to gut the air traffic control staff. So, I do think they're trying to get a little better rein on who is getting cut. I don't think that that's going to change the broader impulse here to slash the workforce.
Right. So, but what does it mean for the way in which Musk operates going forward? So, I mean, if he does identify, quotes, waste, fraud and abuse in a particular department, will he have to go through the head of that department, that Secretary of State, before anything happens?
I think it very much remains to be seen. It seems like Elon Musk has buy-in from, the most important person in the room, which is the president. We saw that in the last few weeks, right? Elon Musk directed every single federal employee to fill out an HR email asking them, what did you do last week at risk of firing? And when there was this whole, issue, when it became pretty controversial, you saw the president back him, even as cabinet agencies told their staff, these are voluntary. You did see the president back Musk's effort, and now all those agencies are asking the same of their employees. Um, one thing that is worth flagging here, though, is that there is a bit of CYA going on. Like the Trump administration has been saying in court that Elon Musk is not directing the firings and not really in charge of these agencies. That he only has informal advisory authority. And just a few days ago, Trump said something very different, saying that he'd put Elon Musk in charge of Doge. So far we've heard he is not Doge's administrator. So, I do think they're trying to walk back a little bit to help their case in court, so that they don't see Elon Musk's and Doge's, the Department of Government Efficiency. They don't want to see all of their actions reversed by courts.
And what do you think is going to happen to this bromance between Trump and Musk, which is worth $290 million? I think that's how much Musk put behind Trump in the election and beyond. What do you think is going to happen if the jobs figures continue to tick down, if there's more financial turmoil on the markets, if businesses are unable to grow, if prices continue to rise? Do you think Trump is going to say, actually, it's not me, it's that guy?
Yeah, it remains to be seen, right? He is the president's most important financial backer. He definitely is. He is the world's richest man, and he has shown a willingness to throw his money around here in a really significant way, in a way that we've really never seen. There's like a bunch of the Trump campaign team has sort of moved over to this nonprofit that had been funded in the past by Elon Musk. Elon Musk's America PAC has been spending money on ads right now, thanking Donald Trump right after the address to Congress. I do think you're going to see that relationship probably continue. It's perhaps he won't have as authoritative as a role as we've seen before, but I also don't think that it's clear it's falling apart. I think it's. I think we'll have to see where it goes, but I do think he is still in the president's good graces by all indications.
For now. Andrew Perez, senior politics editor at Rolling Stone, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Branch of government right now. It's disgusting. Where people randomly, arbitrarily cutting federal employees is the last thing that we need. We were short-staffed to begin with. We do the important work that keeps this government functioning.
So really just kind of all of a sudden, within maybe like a day's notice, I was basically told that tomorrow is your last day of duty, based on, they say, performance, which was clearly a big lie.
I am a federal employee. I monitor budgets and congressional delays, but I